us this morning. Dave Janusek and Mike Baker with us this morning. And Dave, of course, from Blairsville Borough, and he wears a bunch of different hats. And Mike's got so many hats hanging in his office that it's just amazing he has room for himself in there.
Mike has more heads than I have.
That's what it is.
We're out of closet space.
Little known fact, Mike has more heads than I have.
Conversation brought to you by Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Blairsville Borough, active place, lots happening down there. Gentlemen, what are we talking about with you today?
Yeah, as we like to call it, Blairsville, the gateway to the Christmas tree capital of the world.
Okay.
Right there off 22. At least I call it that. So try to get that started. So a lot of stuff going on in Blairsville this coming month. Todd, thanks for having us in. So much that we brought Mike with us to kind of talk about some things. So I'll kind of throw it off. I know yesterday you had to cast from The Big Fish, and that show opens tonight, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 7 o'clock at River Valley High School. Those kids work real hard. I'm sure it's going to be a great show. If you're in Blairsville, here's kind of the tie-in. The volunteer fire department is back with their Big Fish fish fry.
Oh, there you go.
So, come on in tomorrow, get a big fish, see a big fish. For $10, you get quite a dinner there. So other things going on this weekend, and I know Mike's going to talk about a couple of things at the rec center, but Tales on the Town, the little pet boutique that's right there on our main street there on Market, 1 to 3 this Sunday. Bring your pet in, get a picture with the Easter Bunny.
There you go.
So there you go. It's leading you up there. So I know Mike's going to talk about a couple of things also coming up and things that we're doing at our rec center, which is pretty active.
All right, Mike, good morning to you.
Good morning,
to see you
Todd.
again. Haven't seen you for a while.
So nice to be here.
Yeah.
Good morning, Indiana County. Well, I just wanted to let everybody know that at the Blairsville Recreation Center on this Saturday from 10 to 3, there's the annual Spring Craft Show, the silent auction, and the benefits for that will go to Summit Church for their Oklahoma City mission trip. So we're looking forward to helping them out. That ought to be a great activity. Something else that's coming up, the Easter egg hunt is coming up on April the 16th, also at the Blairsville Rec Center at 10 o'clock. It is free of charge, and it will be in conjunction with the Blairsville Public Library. So the Rec Center will be cooperating with the Public Library on that. So that's April the 16th at 10 o'clock at the Rec Center. Hope that just bring the kids and the grandkids out and have a good time. One other thing that before I kick it back over to David, I just want to mention that there is going to be a Blairsville Community Cleanup Day sponsored by the Blairsville Community Development Authority, and that's going to be on April the 23rd, which is Saturday at 9 o'clock. People should convene down at the BCDA office. That's 130 West Market, right?
That is correct.
Yeah, 130 West Market Street at 9 o'clock, and they'll have all kind of gloves and bags and so on. And the goal is to not only clean up as much of the community as possible, but get down along the trail and make sure that gets all cleaned up and ready for the hiking and biking season that's coming
Here it
up.
comes.
Yes, it is.
Here it comes. Yeah. Dave, of course, when he says hiking and biking season, he's not kidding around. I mean, that trail gets a lot of work, doesn't it?
It does. It's one of the most popular trails in Indiana County. It's a nice trail because it's a very slight grade. And it's kind of interesting. There's some history markers on it. You kind of get to see some of Blairsville's past. And it's a nice, relaxing way to get away from a lot of the hustle bustle right along the Conemaugh there. The trail is, again, one of those things that Blairsville has, the trail, the river. Mike's going to talk a little bit about some things that are coming with the river, but I also want to talk about some other entertainment things. The 9th, Blairsville VFW, 5 to 11. They've got 4 bands at the Blairsville VFW, $20 the door, open to the public. Warehouse 11, Crawdad Joe, Duquesne Slag, and an evening with, which is an Allman Brothers tribute band. So if you're not doing anything on that Saturday, head out there. You talked a little bit about walking. I know Mike's going to talk about a few things, but we're going to wrap up this week. I know that we were going to do in conjunction with Indiana County Walkworks. We had planned to walk 2 Saturdays ago to look at the murals. Somebody else had other plans, and we got hit with a winter storm warning. So we have rescheduled that for April 30th. I will lead the walk. We'll go through the 11 murals that are downtown. That starts at 10 a.m. April 30th, we're going to meet at 138 East Market Street, which is Market Street Dental. Can't miss it. It's right in the back, has the big mural of all the people. This is something that, again, helps to bring people into Blairsville. Come in, walk, grab a cup of coffee, grab a sandwich, spend a day in Blairsville. Hopefully we won't have snow.
You never know. This is Western PA.
This is true.
We've got snow in the forecast
If you
tomorrow.
haven't had a chance to see the murals in Blairsville, you're really missing something, because that was a great project, and we look forward to those artists coming back again this year to do some more things for us.
Yeah.
It really looks great.
That's a great partnership. Old Hannah Harley made that happen, and we're grateful for
absolutely.
that. What else you got going there, Mike?
Well, we got a couple things coming up. Speaking of down at the river, we the Friends of the Blairsville Communities is in cooperation with the Indiana County Chamber of Commerce, and they're putting together the Paddle and Picnic for June 11th, and that is a 10-mile kayak paddle through Pack Saddle Gap on Conemaugh River, and it goes from Robinson to Blairsville. Starts from 9 a.m. and goes to 2:30, and it's followed by a picnic. And the picnic will be from 2:30 to 4:30, so that's June 11th. So if you get a chance, put that on your calendar. It should be a lot of fun. There will be kayak shuttles available at a cost of $15 per kayak, and their kayak rentals are available for $45 per kayak. So we need paddlers for this event. It's limited to the first 50 that are registered, and everybody has to have their own personal flotation device and so on. And there'll be no, how do I want to say it? You're not allowed to fish out of your kayak. You got to keep moving. So, hey, but if you'd like to make reservations or to get on the list of registrants, just call the Indiana County Chamber of Commerce, 724-465-2511, and do that by June 7th because this is a June 11th event. We want to fill it up.
All right, good plan. All right, lots happening in the Blairsville area.
Also want to mention that I know there was a lot of people wondering if the concerts at the Blairsville Amphitheater are going to continue. We did meet last night. We've already booked 4 bands. For June. So that's going to start in June. We will continue to book bands as donations flow in.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting more. So a lot of people I know that was a free concert, got nice crowds. The committee is going to meet again on April 20th, 6:30 at the BCDA office. And again, this is one of those things that it's free. Show up. There'll be vendors with food. It's a lot of local bands. I know they did it last year. It was highly popular.
We have dates already?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it's I think June 16th, the 23rd. So there's a couple in June, then August and September. But then what we'll do is we'll start that. We want to start, booking those bands and start filling them in from June. But we will not start any earlier than June, simply because we don't want to tempt the weather.
It's Western PA.
If you remember,
trying not to jinx the weather, man.
Yeah.
Memorial Day last year was.
We don't want to think about it.
It was a little cold. So, yeah, we'll be kicking that off. And like I said, we've got Jerry B and the Bone Tones coming back, the Boomers, Crazy Cat Daddies. Those concerts go from 5 to 7. If you're interested in sponsoring or you have a band, call the BCDA at 724-459-8588. So that's coming up a little bit further down the summer, but we're packing it in. Mike has, I think, 1 or 2 more things that's a little bit further down the road there.
Yeah, just a couple other things I wanted to mention. And one, it's going to be a lot of fun again. And unfortunately, because of the way things have been in the last year, they couldn't do this for 2021. But the Food Truck Festival is coming back to Blairsville Borough on May the 21st. That's Saturday. It'll be from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. It'll be at the Blairsville Diamond. It's free. I think there's more than a dozen food trucks already going to be there. There are 3 craft breweries, I believe, to provide adult beverages, and there'll be live music. And we're still taking vendors. And if you're interested in becoming a vendor, you need to call Brock Harsh over at the Blairsville Recreation Center. His number is 724-459-6790. But that's the Food Truck Festival, May 21st, 2 to 8.
All right. That's
not
so far away.
Yeah. And what if I Told You So, I think it's the big band. I think there's 3 bands. And local Told You So will be.
Yeah.
So it's good quality entertainment.
It's a good name.
Drink. Yep, absolutely.
Good name. And he said you had one other, Mike. Was he lying or was he?
Well, I wanted to mention that the Blairsville Farmers Market will be back again this year. It'll be down below the Blairsville Diamond. We'll get you more information on that going forward. We don't have all the dates and stuff. All that stuff's to be determined, but we'll get the information out on that. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about is further down on the calendar for the summer, but we are starting to put together a vendors list for the Knotweed Festival, which is going to be on August the 13th. So, the Knotweed Festival has always been very popular. Lots of food and vendors and running around and parades and so on, and it's going to be a lot of fun on August the 13th. So if you're interested in becoming a vendor there, just let us know. You'll hear a lot more on this going forward, but we'd love to have you.
Blairsville's a kicking town. David,
Yeah.
David, we've got less than a minute.
Less than a minute. Well, you know what? I'll use 30 seconds. I'll give Mike 30 seconds and give me the cutoff.
All
But
right,
you know, Blairsville, I always say it's just one of those towns that, you know, it's there's a lot to do in Blairsville. We're just blocks from Route 22. We're the only municipality in Indiana County that both borders the Conemaugh River and Route 22. You know, we've got some other things we can talk at a later date about, some development on the diamond we're trying to push. So things are, you're right, kicking is a good way to put it, I think.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, it's a busy place.
Well, as I said, you had less than a minute, and Dave said, I'll take 30 and give Mike 30. So less than a minute, and he wanted more. It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160.